My name is Curtis Coates and I study media and religion. I'm especially interested in media, religion, and masculinity, particularly how white, conservative evangelical men understand themselves as men. I grew up in Southern Baptist churches in Arkansas, so my experience was that religion was really masculine, hyper-masculine in fact. So I assumed that would be the case for men today. I grew up hearing male preachers tell stories almost exclusively about other men from the Bible. So coming into the study, I assumed that men would find religion to be a powerful place from which to draw their understanding of themselves as men. Actually, I found something more complicated than that. Through in-depth interviews and focus groups, the men didn't tell me stories about how religion was a powerful place. In fact, they told me stories about how religion tended, they thought, to feminize them, to make them seem weaker. They didn't draw on Bible characters to describe masculinity. They didn't draw on the Bible hardly at all to talk about masculinity. Instead, they drew on Hollywood. Yeah, so in our interviews and focus group, they would talk about these different media characters, Hollywood characters, that resonated with them. So for example, they would talk about Captain Miller in Saving Private Ryan and how he was a fearless and selfless leader. They'd draw on characters like Maximus in Gladiator and how he was fighting for justice. And often they would draw on William Wallace in Braveheart, especially how he had a purpose beyond himself, beyond even his family, but something broader to the nation. We never heard anybody in our interviews talk about King David or talk about Solomon. Very rarely did anyone even think about Jesus Christ as a man. So Hollywood seems to be filling a gap. These men talk about church as not providing what they need for masculinity. In terms of Christianity itself, what we've learned is that while it's really important to these men, it's not that important to them in terms of how they understand masculinity. They look elsewhere for those messages, and the place that they look is in Hollywood.